But effectively it was a stunt. Over the course of the last week or so, the Royal made a 3-year pay offer, which they've now gone and communicated. Davey was at the meeting and he'll articulate it, but effectively the company invited the union in to talk to them on Thursday. Akim Dunveld, Simon Barker and some of the senior board members, but not Rico Back&Co, the very senior board members. But effectively it was a stunt. You can't describe it anymore or in any other terms other than a stunt, because it was all stage managed. The offer, in inverted commas, was thrown across the table, and then the union was informed that was going to be communicated to our members. And you've seen some of the detail on that. These are the headlines. They're saying that they're going to invest 1.8 billion investment in automation, vehicles and technology. They're saying 6% pay increase over 3 years, only on the conditionality that it achieves Royal Mail's plan, without any real details of what that is. So they're the arbiters of that pay rise, even if it were sufficient, which it isn't. They're saying that in their publicity stuff that they're not in a race to the bottom. They don't want to drag our members' pay terms and conditions down to where, sadly, the industry norm is, but we don't believe them on that. And they're saying, on top of that, that everyone who wants a job in Royal Mail going forward will have the opportunity to have one, no compulsory redundancy. There'll be redeployment opportunities if people want them, ignoring the fact, of course, that these days, particularly if you're in a delivery office and the remoteness from mail centres because of previous restructuring, etc., that could be the nearest mail centre or other alternative work opportunities could be 30, 40, 50 miles away. None of that's actually mentioned. On the short working week, they will only fund the second hour if we hit 2.6% above, once again, their plan, which is an arbitrary figure, or you can take a pay rise. That's up to you. But there'll be wholesale opportunities for voluntary redundancies. So we believe on the back of that they're going to instigate another VR trawl to try and tempt people effectively as well, to try and break the dispute potentially, is where I think they'll want to go. On operational change, they're saying this journey, they call it Journey 2024, which is a 4-year journey. They're saying that will be invested in 3 parcels hubs. One is effectively built and is soon to be kitted out in Warrington, one in Atherstone, and the other in a site somewhere in North London, which they're scoping. They're saying further automation, but then on top of that, they're saying on delivery, in terms of the changes, introduce 7,000 afternoon or dedicated routes, van-only routes, operated from circa 300 sites. They want to reduce daily deliveries, core deliveries within the UK, from circa 58,000, which it currently is, to 50,000 over the next 4 years, and deploy digital systems, which they describe as trying to ensure that there's more fair and manageable work, and annual revisions for delivery offices, and embrace further change of pace. All of this, as I said to you, is about our relationship, the trade union and the company, in terms of dispute resolution, in terms of the IR framework, and in terms of a mutual interest culture, which is written through all of our current agreements. They don't like any of that. And in fact, I think they're even saying now 4 Pillars agreement does not exist as far as they're concerned. So the agreement we fought hard for, and we negotiated hard for, and you voted for, both in terms of the industrial action leading up to it, the ballot, which we use responsibly, and the deal that came out at the end of it, which was overwhelmingly endorsed. They're saying, as far as they're concerned, they no longer believe is on the table. On top of that, they want continuous improvement. Now, a race without a finishing line, effectively. So when we talk about efficiency and standards and a fair day's work for fair day's pay, defining what that is, the company are now saying, as far as they're concerned, they want the union to sign up wholesale to continuous improvement. And on attendance patterns, particularly in delivery, they're saying that they want more reflective attendance patterns. Now, in delivery, you've got a lot of different types of attendance patterns. from Wallington weeks to rolling days off to 4-day weeks, 9-day fortnights, etc., etc. Company want to rip those attendance patterns out, and on top of that, they want to introduce seasonal variation and seasonal variated duties.